Hi everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back, and to everyone new, hello and welcome. So I just popped up here to grab something and I happen to have my phone with me. It's getting chillier, so I have sweatpants on that have pockets in them. So I had my phone on me and I was like, you know what? I'm going to record a quick video. So you'll have to excuse the little bit of a hot mess on the bed. But right now I'm featuring Stellan. Stellan is my Levi sculpt by Bonnie Brown. He was painted by Pearl of Happiness Nursery. He was reborn by Pearl of Happiness Nursery, but I'm his third mommy. I had him rerooted, so his rooting is done by Lazara Brito. And if I'm pronouncing that right. And then we have Shay over here. I was just doing some photos last night. I haven't even posted yet. So, she was just looking really cute, just laying the way she was. And that's it. That's what I have for y'all to look at today. Well, we chat. So, and I'm sorry. And Shay will introduce you, baby girl. You're such a cutie pie. Look at that happy face. Look at the happy face. So, Shay is my Maisey sculpt by Adnrea Arcello. And oh, I do this every time. I gotta pull out Shay's paperwork. I know she was done by a artist in Russia, and I always get the few names mixed up. So it wasn't a Natalia. It was Ashley, you know this one. Oh my gosh, I have to look that up. I'm so sorry. But I will. I keep saying I will, but I will. She is just absolutely amazing. And the Maisey sculpt is a sold out limited edition, long sold out limited edition. Pretty hard to get your hands on sculpt, and of course you could see by that beautiful happy smiling face why. For the most part, I am really much more drawn to preemies and newborn size babies, with the exception of wanting to have one toddler in my collection. The more in between, like her size babies, I'm not really that drawn to. But she's an exception. She's very special to me. I adopted her. I was not her first mommy, and I adopted her from a friend and fellow collector in this community, but a dear friend that really loved her as well, but is just more of like a calm, sleeping baby kind of person. And Shay just had the perfect energy for me, and she still does. That her energy, I walk into the room and she makes me smile. She definitely makes me smile, and she's a lot of fun. So I don't have her on as often, and I don't change her as often as I do my other babies, or like look for clothes for her. Part of that is I'm not really fantastic with the fashion and everything, and little girls' clothes, and especially like her size, like I would have to kind of put together an outfit, and I'm not fabulous at it, so it's not so fun for me to shop, I guess you could say. But I do have a few things for her, and I have something. Well, we're almost into October now, so we're going to be getting ready for Halloween. Can you all believe that? How fast time is flying. So it's like going on 5 minutes, and I've been blabbling about nothing but the babies before you. And Stellan, of course, is here, and he is in this adorable little bubble romper. I think it's Rockabye Baby Boutique, and this came with him from the collector that, I adopted him from. And I think this originally had come from Inez, which was his original mommy at the Reborn Doll Collective. That was his original mommy. Ugh, same as last time. You'll have to excuse the air conditioner. It should pop off in a minute. But I am about to change Stellan into something a little warmer, because it is cooling off now. We had an Indian summer here in New York. We've had some beautiful weather. It was still beautiful today, just a little chillier. And tonight it's a little chillier. So now I'm looking at the babies and I'm feeling like, purr, like, you just, even though they're dolls, it just, for me, I need to have them dressed weather appropriate. Otherwise, it kills some of the realism for me, I guess. I guess, if that makes sense. So the lighting's not picking up Stellan's painting that well tonight, because it's just not. Maybe it's the angle that I've got him on. Let's see if I pull him into the light a little more. Nah, for whatever the reason, I can't seem to get the camera to pick up his beautiful painting. Well, we'll see when the video is finished what you all see. But anyway, and he's got on these beautiful little knit booties. And I love how the colors in these booties are, they're like a marble between, a baby blue and a white. I've actually never seen ones like this before, and they have the little pom-pom on them, which I like. I love the little pom-poms on socks and booties. Kind of become my thing. And look at how perfect these little booties match this bubble romper. Don't they match so pretty? And you know where I got these? I got these at my local church's thrift shop. So, obviously someone handmade them, and that's where I got them. So I probably paid like 25 cents for these. Can you believe that? I get some good finds there. And many of you that have been with my channel know that I am quite the thrifty shopper. Anyhow, so little chat about having your dolls rerooted, having your reborn or silicone dolls rerooted. I know so many of you, hang on, I'm just gonna hop up on the bed here for a second. Just hang out and chit chat. Let's see. Let's turn Shay's head. There we go. There we go, sweet Shay. So many of you know, and as I already did state, that I had Stellan rerooted, and so many of you have given me so many wonderful compliments on Stellan's hair, and he truly is now my dream Levi, the absolute crown jewel of my reborn collection. I knew that I wanted a Levi that would stay in my collection. And, Stellan is it. He's everything to me. He's just, I was talking to a friend the other day about this. Like, some babies are just painted that little extra something, where the artist just so nailed it. Just a extra over the top, where something just makes that baby really special. And, Stellan is it. Pearl nailed it, on him. And I had another Levi actually by Pearl, and he was gorgeously painted too. I really love Pearl's painting. It is very much my style. She does that beautiful pinky newborn, very mottled. I mean, look at the hand. Look at his hand. I mean, just, oh my goodness. the kind of rashy, blotchy, the little milk bumps. I really love her painting. And as far as Stellan's rooting was beautiful, and he looked adorable. For me, being that I wanted Stellan to treasure, in my forever collection, I wanted what I wanted as far as like my vision of this, having a Levi of this sculpt. And I wanted a little bit more sparsely rooted Levi, because I just absolutely loved the cranial structure on the Levi sculpt, and I wanted the little bit, more of younger newborn look. And so while I was at it, being I was having him rerooted, I, always loved seeing this, two-toned look, with the brown hair and the blonde hair framing the front here. Like, I just love that look, and I really thought that it would bring out his painting so amazingly, and it does. It is just a beautiful, beautiful look for him. So that is what, I wound up doing. Now, normally, I mean, he was, simply adorable the way that he was. He was beautiful the way that he was. And normally I would have not have invested and went into changing that, again, had it not been for that, I'm keeping this baby. And if you haven't been with my channel, I am a collector that rotates, my collection a bit, buys and sells a little bit. I don't necessarily keep every single baby that comes in forever. Although I am reaching a point now that I am settling down with my collection and looking for, I have definitely decided on some sculpts that I know that I do want in my forever collection, and working on those babies. Of course, many of you know Arcello, he's up there, and Liam will be going home this week actually, but a new Liam will be coming, so stay tuned for that. But that's Arcello there, and Arcello is my true forever baby. And I never say forever, but Arcello is exempt from my collection. He's doesn't get considered as part that he would ever get rotated. And with Stellan, I just say he's part of my, long-term collection. I'd be shocked if I ever let him go down the road, but we never know what happens in the future. So I learned, as I went along, not to say that. Anyway, back to the rooting so we don't make this forever. So it was not easy to find a rooter that I wanted, that I would entrust to root a baby. That was difficult in itself. And it was definitely a wait, it wasn't easy, to get there to begin with. It was not cheap. And, I had to remove all of the, glue and hair and everything inside, which was a huge project. Now, there are some artists that root or reroot that you can send the head and they will do that. But this particular rooter just did not have time. Her services are very wanted and in high demand, and she just did not have time in a time slot to be able to do that for me. And also, and it's so much work. She said, what she would have had it charged, and even if she could have, she just did not have the time. And I wanted Stellan rooted by who I wanted rooted by, so I did that. It took me a few days, and the one day that I did the major chunk of it, it was like 5-6 hours. It was a lot of work. A lot of work to be able to send her a clean head with no glue or nothing inside. So you have that aspect of it. That was a huge project that I would not want to take on anytime too soon. And it is definitely not an investment, because it is pricey. That it's not an investment that I would have made pricey, but I should say well worth it if it's a special baby and that's what you want to have done. Absolutely, positively. Or if you are an artist and you don't root and you want, you're sending the baby to be rooted by someone, and of course it's very, not saying it's not worth it at all. But what I am trying to say is, if I was planning to resell this baby, maybe not right away, but if I just kind of knew he was, just another baby that came in and could possibly go out, when I needed to sell, I definitely wouldn't have went through all of that time waiting, all of the time and effort into, removing the hair and all of that, and then the expense of the investment that I could safely say that I probably would not have gotten back, and it would have made, a loss in selling very great. It just would have. I think personally, not to say that, the right buyers don't come along for the right babies, that they, see what you have, appreciate it, realize it's special, realize the costs to start out with, the cost that went into it. Not to say that you can't find, but it's just more difficult and more of a hassle in that way. So from a resale perspective, if you do buy and sell a bit in your collection, I would highly recommend not dealing with the rerooting if the baby's hair is not something that you can't live with. But on the other hand, again, if you have a very special baby, or, you're an artist yourself and want a baby rooted, or you're an artist, or that you're going to keep the baby, or you're going to sell the baby, either way, of course. But I'm talking about, from a collector standpoint, from my standpoint. So something to think long and hard about, because I know that before I embarked on this, I thought to myself, oh, no big deal. If I decide I want to get him, rerooted, because if for a while, those of you that follow me, I was actually trying to pluck some hairs and restore like a more sparser look to him. And then I was like, okay, if it doesn't, work out, then, I can send him off. And I would do it again in a heartbeat to have this result, and my beautiful crown jewel of my collection, my sweet Stellan. I would do it again in a heartbeat. But again, that's the position that I'm in right now with this very special baby that is going to be staying. So something, again, just something to think about, because I definitely didn't think so hard, and I was actually thinking to myself, oh, this is something that I could just do anytime, and you could just have a baby rerooted, and so take care of your baby's mohair. That's really, really important. I got these satin headrests. Many of you saw them, and they are by Joanna's Creations. They're handmade. Really neat little thing, and this really makes a difference in their hair not getting messed up at all. in the back. It prevents, you know, any pulling. Just definitely, I definitely highly recommend, now that I've been using these, there's a difference. I highly recommend them. I recommend, if you have your dolls on display, at least once a week, you know, just, you know, maybe spritz their hair, spruce it up. I'm not saying to go at it hard, brushing it all the time, because that's something that you want to obviously avoid doing when you know, in preserving their hair. But definitely, because, you know, if they sit a while, you know, more than a week, you actually get dust that will build up in their hair and can make it, you know, a certain kind of way. So you just want to prevent that from happening. What else? Clothing. You know, if you're changing them and putting clothing over their head, it's good to, you know, put your hands in and spread out the neck and bring it over, so you're not pulling over the hair. Or if you can bring the outfit up from the, you know, feet, you can do that. So that's another way to preserve mohair. And then I do a conditioning treatment on my doll's hair. And I will do that. I don't want to give a time frame, because it just depends on the doll. You know, some are once a year, some need it more like every 6 months. Some maybe I've never done. I got to think about that. But in another video, because I don't want to make this like a whole 30 minutes, in another video, I'm going to tell you all about conditioning treatments and what I do for that. But for now, that is some tips of, it's really important to keep your reborn and silicone dolls hair, mohair, in good condition. You don't want to have to go through rerooting, and it's really something to consider if you do buy and sell, that you may not get back that investment. So it's something that I would reserve for, you know, really special babies only, or for yourself as an artist if you're keeping or selling a baby and, you know, want it rooted, then obviously. But I'm talking more about rerooting, not, you know, having a painted baby rooted. This is about rerooting. This is about removing all the hair that's there, etc. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed seeing Stellan and some of Shay there. She's such a happy girl. And, all right, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see more videos and more of my collection, please smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and so you receive invites to my live streams. Okay, everybody, till next time, God bless.